Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC B1176 indicates a short circuit in the fuel level sensor, specifically associated with the fuel gauge sending unit. The fuel gauge sending unit is a critical component located within the fuel tank. Its primary function is to measure the fuel level and send this information to the gauge control module, which then displays the data on the dashboard fuel gauge. When a short circuit is detected, the gauge control module interprets this as an abnormal condition, leading to the storing of the DTC B1176. Troubleshooting this code is essential to ensure accurate fuel level readings and prevent potential operational issues. Ignoring this error can impact fuel management and overall vehicle performance. DTC B1176 refers specifically to an issue with the fuel level sensor, commonly recognized as the fuel gauge sending unit. This component is integrated within the fuel tank unit and is responsible for accurately gauging fuel levels. Its data is relayed to the gauge control module, which controls the fuel gauge on the dashboard. When there is a short circuit detected over a specified period, the gauge control module logs the DTC B1176 as a warning of abnormal behavior. A short circuit can cause the readings on the gauge to be incorrect, leading to potential fuel management issues. Therefore, identifying and rectifying the problem is crucial for maintaining proper vehicle functionality. Several potential causes may lead to the emergence of DTC B1176. First, a faulty fuel gauge sending unit can directly result in incorrect readings or a circuit short. Second, a shorted wire in the external circuit can disrupt the signal sent from the fuel gauge sending unit to the gauge control module. This is critical because proper communication between these two components is essential for accurate fuel levels. Lastly, a defective gauge control module may also culminate in the same DTC, indicating it cannot interpret the signals properly anymore. Understanding these possible causes is essential before diving into troubleshooting procedures. When DTC B1176 is triggered, drivers may notice a range of symptoms primarily centered around fuel level inaccuracies. In particular, the fuel gauge might display incorrect readings, indicating an empty tank when there is fuel, or falsely suggesting a full tank. This can lead to issues such as overfueling or underfueling, both of which can adversely affect vehicle performance. Additionally, warning lights on the dashboard may illuminate, alerting the driver to an underlying electrical issue. Addressing these symptoms swiftly is crucial, as prolonged inaccuracies can lead to fuel mismanagement and potential engine performance problems. The first step in troubleshooting DTC B1176 involves setting your vehicle to the on mode, ensuring all electrical systems are powered. Once the vehicle is in this state, it is crucial to wait for at least 30 seconds. This time frame allows the gauge control module to conduct initial self-checks and gather necessary data regarding the fuel gauge sending unit's current operational status. Delivering clear and effective communication from the control module post-waiting is vital for the next troubleshooting stage should any abnormalities be present. Any discrepancies detected during this phase will be recorded and can guide further diagnostic efforts. Following the initial checks, the next step involves inspecting the fuel gauge sending unit directly. This unit is the primary sensor responsible for measuring the fuel level in the tank. Thus, its condition must be evaluated thoroughly. To conduct this inspection, ensure the necessary connections to the gauge control module and the fuel tank unit are secured. Inspect for any signs of damage or disconnection that may contribute to a faulty reading. Employ a suitable testing method to check the operational integrity of the fuel gauge sending unit. This may include resistance checks or functional testing. Should this unit be found defective, it needs to be replaced to ensure proper operation. In the third troubleshooting step, attention shifts to the external circuit connected to the fuel gauge sending unit. Specifically, you'll want to check the fuel gauge plus wire for any signs of a short circuit. This wire is crucial as it carries the signal from the fuel gauge sending unit to the gauge control module. A shorted wire can lead to erroneous signals being sent and is often a common culprit for triggering DTC B1176. Ensure you have disconnected the relevant connectors before conducting your inspection to avoid accidental shorts. Use a multimeter to measure the resistance along the wire, looking for values suggestive of a short to ground. A normal reading indicates the circuit is intact, while an abnormal reading reveals the need for further repair. The final step in the troubleshooting process is to inspect the gauge control module itself. If previous tests of the fuel gauge sending unit and external circuit yielded normal results, the gauge control module is likely the source of the issue. This component is responsible for interpreting the signals received from the fuel gauge sending unit and controlling the dashboard display. Conduct a thorough inspection of the module, checking for any visible damage or loose connections. Functions like resetting DTCs or checking live data can help confirm operational status. For testing, utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, where available, as it will provide insights into the functionality and potential need for replacement or further repairs of the gauge control module. After successfully performing all necessary repairs based on the troubleshooting steps, it is crucial to verify that the faults have been resolved. Begin by clearing DTC B1176 from the gauge control module using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This process ensures that any stored error codes are removed, allowing for accurate testing afterward. Once cleared, recheck the entire system functionality by performing another test drive to monitor the performance of the fuel gauge. Pay close attention to any warning lights and gauge responsiveness during this period. Successful operation of the fuel gauge without triggering the DTC again indicates a successful repair effort. To prevent future occurrences of DTC B1176, consider implementing routine preventive maintenance on your Honda Accord. Regular inspections of the wiring connected to the fuel gauge sending unit and the gauge control module can help identify any signs of wear, fraying, or damage before they become major issues. It's also advisable to perform periodic diagnostic checks using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to catch any early signs of malfunction within the electrical systems. Keeping your components clean and connections secure will ensure smooth operation over time. Regular maintenance not only improves vehicle efficiency, but also prolongs the lifespan of critical components like the fuel gauge sending unit and gauge control module. In conclusion, DTC B1176 points to a critical issue with the fuel level sensor circuit, which can significantly impact vehicle functionality. Correct interpretation and troubleshooting are vital for resolving this DTC and ensuring the accuracy of fuel gauge readings. By following precise diagnostic steps, from verifying the vehicle's power state to monitoring the gauge control module's responsiveness, mechanics can effectively address the issue. Post-repair verification is essential to confirm the problem is resolved, while routine preventive measures can safeguard against similar issues in the future. A well-maintained fuel gauge system contributes to optimal vehicle performance, enhancing the driver's experience on the road. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.